te viene bien. Tómate la dosis que te viene bien. El de mañana por la noche en el coche pa' que rime. Tómate la dosis que te viene bien. Si lo quieres y no puedes, solo tienes, te lo digo, tómate la dosis que te viene bien.
Bienvenidos a La Dosis. Iniciamos.
Man, that's powerful. It's who was the bass player there? Do you see the guy playing?
I wouldn't know.
Yeah,
Must be
like
somebody
that.
from Europe, I think. He
Yeah,
looks like a European.
yeah, it looks like a European playing there in the in
I think I've
the.
got a twin brother somewhere.
Yeah, it looked like you, and it's like what? What? I was like is that who's that? I mean, yes.
The
Anyway,
mummy.
ese fue nuestro tema de tómate la dosis que te viene bien. Y mi amigo Vincent Weynen.
Hola.
Weynen. Vincent Weynen nos ayudó a tocar en el bajo. Él es guitarrista, pero bueno, nos ayudó a tocar ahí el bajo, y bueno, me da mucho gusto. Estoy muy contento de tener conmigo otra vez a la banda Ten Rogue, a Vincent Weynen, para platicar pues, de la nueva alineación, el nuevo line-up de la banda, la nueva música, cómo están las cosas en Bélgica, en lo que es la escena local, emergente. Ellos ya tenían sus álbumes y habían estado ya saliendo a tocar a otros países. Lamentablemente llega la pandemia y algunas cosas cambiaron por ahí. De hecho, yo recibí su álbum por correo. Voy a continuar en inglés. I'm going to start it. I'm going to continue in English, and I'll try to kind of translate as we go along. And anyway, Vincent, I'm just very happy that you're here in Rock Radio and More once again. A band from Belgium being with us. I can tell you.
Inviting me.
Yes, always, brother. And congratulations, you're married now, right?
No.
No.
I know. No, you saw this. I know you saw this on a picture on Facebook, most probably.
Yeah.
But there's a funny story behind it. But I'll first let you do your thing.
Wow. I'm sorry. Did I make? I don't know. Well, anyway, man, I know.
No. Must I quickly tell you the story?
No. Tell me the story.
Not. Okay.
No, you don't want to. Yeah.
We
No, you haven't.
Yeah. I want to tell it. We had to play a show, and the backstage for our show, where we could dress up and eat and this and that, was actually the town hall of a village where they did the marriages, where they married people. So we were there, and because it was in that hall where we could relax and eat and everything, that the band member said, "Hey, Avi is the only girl here because she's doing our stage management too. She's my partner." And the band said like, "Hey, we should get you two guys married." So one of the band members played the priest, the one of them did this, one of them gave me their wedding ring so I could put it on Avi's finger. So it was posted on Facebook, and this whole thing went around that we got married. But we're not married, but it was fun. I mean,
wow,
we
you
drew some
really
attention
tricked
to
me. You really tricked me. I thought you were you two, and
not only you,
but anyway,
not only you.
my God. Well, anyway, it was very nice to see you because you guys look like you and Ivy look very like a good friends, other than a couple, right? You guys look very good each other, and always very nice to see a friend being happy with someone. It's not that easy to find a couple
Yeah.
that is like a good friend, and they both are rock and rollers. They both love rock
Yeah.
music. So what a better situation for a guitarist that loves rock music, that gives his life
Yeah.
to rock music, to have, to have a friend, a girlfriend that supports that and loves music and participates. Okay, so what time is in Belgium right now?
It's just past 4 o'clock. I think five
So
past four or
it's a
something in
good
the
time
afternoon.
for a beer, right? It's a good time for a beer in Belgium.
Always.
Look,
It's always
let
somewhere
me.
beer o'clock.
Yeah, let's see. I'm gonna
I think this is a
this
Dutch beer, not a Belgian one.
yeah, that's a
Oh, you're having a
Doors
beer too?
beer.
Cheers.
That's what is a
Uh,
Dutch beer?
yeah, I think it's Dutch. Yeah,
Yes,
but it
and this
tastes
is
like a Belgian one.
yeah, yeah. I mean, come on, it's beer is beer, and this is I don't know. A friend of mine, Perny, is called Perny, I guess, and it's a Wicked Wheat brewer. I don't know. It's a hallucinating
It's an
beer
American
or
beer or Mexican beer.
no? It's American beer.
Mex-
Someone gave it to me during the last
Fair,
game of Atlanta
fair.
United, and the
Okay.
guy has his own kind of the tailgate. Tailgates, the party before the game. We get
Ah, okay.
together
Yeah.
and there's like a different kind of tents, and people promote their beers or their businesses, and
Oh,
they also give
that's
away
cool.
things, and we all drink. And so this guy gave me
Yeah.
that beer. So salud.
Salute.
Mm,
Cheers. It's only
I want
Wednesday,
to
but
ask you,
nearly weekend.
what is how much foam do you like to have in a beer, you as a
Well,
European?
well, to be honest, in Belgium we are really so sort of a society where we've got hundreds of beers
Hmm.
through the ages. It's really became known for that. And what we always say is, if you've got a glass and you pour the beer in the glass, what you need is two fingers of foam
2 fingers
on
of
top.
foam. Got
Yeah,
it.
but on top,
On top.
on
Yeah, I
top
know, I
when
know.
you fill it.
Yeah. Yeah, when
Because if
this
you drink it, obviously the foam goes down.
yeah.
But there are
So
other beers also with more. That's too much. But anyway, that's half a glass of foam.
yes, yes. But yesterday I have I have lunch with a friend from Netherlands, and he
Yeah,
plays, he's a deal maker. He does a lot of things, and he promotes art also, and soccer. He loves soccer. So we were talking about
yeah,
this thing that he wants to do, his project. So we ordered beer from the restaurant to have a couple beers after talk, and then he ordered another glass. So he started like I said, because I want to create my own foam. Once he keeps
yeah.
like pouring his beer to create the foam. So I said, wow, interesting. Anyway,
That's
so
possible.
tell me a little bit about Rogue. Like, let's. We've been. You've been in my show for like a fourth time, or 4 times before in the pandemia. Before the pandemia, you're one of the first bands I interview. And just just think about that nobody have seen you and our interviews. Tell me a little bit of the beginning of Tank Rogue, and we'll take it from
Okay.
there. The different lineups and all that.
Okay. Oh well, then I have to start thinking again because it's been some time. But I think I told you before. It all started off as a songwriting project. I used to live in South Africa. I had a mate there in South Africa called John Buckley. He was a guitarist, songwriter too. But we were
Rest in
still,
peace.
we were young. Yeah, rest in peace. We were 17, 18 years old, so we were really young. And well, we had a good vibe going then. He became a good friend of mine. I moved to Europe. He stayed in South Africa. In the meantime, I started playing here for bands, writing a bit of music for myself, but not really coming out with it. He was in South Africa actually doing pretty well, writing commercials for Coca-Cola and everything. So he had his own studio. Um, then I picked up contact with him again, I think in 2015 or something like that. And then we started writing long distance thanks to the internet. That's one of the good things about the web, that you can basically send things to each other and write long distance. So we started writing songs together. And then we had like, I think we had something like 25 to 30 songs. And we needed a vocal player to come on to that, because we needed a singer on that. John did all the vocals himself, but he preferred to have another singer because he was more a songwriter guitarist. Although he had a good voice too, I think, because on the demos he sounded great. And then I spoke to Peter Everhard, which was one of the Idol winners, World Idol. He became second. Um, yeah, he became second before Kelly Clarkson. And I sent him a message asking him whether he was interested to send him some songs also. And he was interested. He said, like, yeah, I'll come around. Let's see what we can do. And then we started working. He started singing in the songs, and we started releasing some singles. I think No Better was the first one before even Serpentine came out. I think we released about 3 or 4 singles. And all of a sudden, yeah, people started asking us from, can we book you for gigs and this and that? But we didn't have the band together yet. So then we started looking for other musicians, a drummer, a second guitarist, a bassist. Although Stan was also involved in the writing process in the beginning. That was the bassist in those days. So we got the band together and we started playing gigs, and from there on it became more a band than it was still a project, a writing project. And that's sort of the beginning. I think in 2016 and we released Serpentine, the first album.
Yes.
And yeah, that's when Ten Rogue was more becoming a live band than a music writing project.
I
So that's
remember
a
when
little bit the back.
Serpentine came. Yes, I remember when Serpentine came out. You all actually sent me the CD.
Yeah,
On I received it here in the United States.
yeah,
Amazing, amazing, amazing album.
thank you.
And no, really, it was good energy, good songs. Like we said before, I think we have said it. The most important thing is the song, right? In a band, a lot of
Mm,
people. I always ask this question: what do you think is best in a band? What is the most important thing? The looks, the sound, the what is it good? The friendship, or and everybody kind of agrees that the most important thing in a band is the song, right? Because good
mhm,
bands would, it doesn't matter how ugly or how cute you are. If you don't have the song that people will sing and remember and vibrate with, it won't be
mm,
there. I remember when you sent me I like Dark Princess, right? Song, the Dark
yeah,
Princess song. That's probably your most commercial or the most beautiful
yeah, I think
song
so
to
too.
promote.
Thank you.
I mean, if someone says, "Hey," someone not like a regular guy or a regular girl says, "Hey, who's that Tengro?" I will put Dark Princess song, right?
Okay.
And
Yeah,
for her, so she can really relate to it. So, and then when you sent me the acoustic version of it, it was like a fuck, it was
yeah.
beautiful. When you play something acoustic and sounds that good, that tells you everything. So
Thank
that
you.
album, The Serpentine, came out, and I really appreciate that you sent it to me. And then when I hear the first No Better, what is the first song? The first song of
On
Serpentine.
Serpentine,
Yeah,
erased.
Erased it. Oh my
Yeah,
god, that song sounds like mainstream song. That the
yeah,
power, the energy, the drums, the guitars, that everything sounds just like that. And the other thing is very Americanized. Why you guys
yeah.
got sound like a very grungy, not that grunge heady, but it sounds Sounds very Americanized. Well, where are they? Why you guys got in there? Well, the nice thing is you start the band because of songs, writing songs, then becomes a band. That I
Yeah,
wanted to point out.
yeah.
And then why it sounded American, so American?
Well, the biggest factor why it sounds American is because South Africa, when I used to live there, and John, um, because John was from the UK actually, but he grew up in South Africa also, just like I am from Belgium and I grew up in South Africa. You must know that in the 80s, South Africa was very, everything we got down there was American. The music, we got Journey, we got Foreigner, we got, all those bands. They were on the
Yes.
radio there. They were there in the top 30. They were, not so much from Europe. It was American music which came our way. So obviously we grew up with American music, and which I still love the day today. And it's my biggest influence, and I'm sure it was with John too. So obviously our songwriting was being influenced by that. Um, and then yeah, we came as soon as it's as we were here, as I was here in Belgium writing the songs for the project. You got some other influences like Peter came in there, and Stan, the bassist, which was from Europe. You got a little bit of that more European stuff in there too, and that's why I think Serpentine. You've got grunge on there. You got American orientated on there. You got some actually a speed metal song on there also, When You're Down, which
Yes.
Stan wrote. So it's a mix, but absolutely the red line which runs through the album is American sounding, and that's purely because me and John were absolutely influenced by American music, and still
That
today I am.
well, yes, yes. And well, nice to hear that. That
I love American music.
yes, and what was the bands when you start, when we start being more like a teenagers is when we start like getting that kind of rush inside of metal things. I mean, that's what I believe in me. Um, in what was the band that really hit you? Like when I heard in the 19, I was 9 years old when I heard, or I heard Paranoid, the first time in my life I
Yeah,
hear "Dun, dun, 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 I was like,
no, that's
heck,
an iconic
what
song.
the fuck is this? And then I
Mm,
bought the 45, and then I was in
mm,
Laredo, Texas, and I was very little, and I go there, and I'm looking for bands in a store, and I was 9 years old, 1974, no,
mm,
yeah, and the guy's like, "Oh, can I help you with something?" And I said, "Yeah, I mean, I want something from Black Sabbath," and he said, "What?"
mm,
The guy I will never forget. I don't remember his face or anything, but I will never forget. He said, "What? What do you know about Black
mm,
Sabbath?" And it's like I said, "Well, I just know paranoico, paranoid."
mm,
And the guy is like, okay, um, this is the new album. And then he says, Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath is the new album. Is
yeah,
it,
okay.
you want this?
Yeah.
You say, yes, I want that. Is the new one, the newest thing? Yes. So I bought Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath on a cassette. Do you want an album or a cassette? Let me
Mm,
have a cassette. So I got that cassette. So that hit me so
mm.
good. Black Sabbath, when I heard it first time, what was your first band that hit you and make you think of it?
Well, it's actually quite funny because I just said influenced by American music the most, and that's true. But it didn't start off that way. It was first actually European music, because the first bands that really hit me and got me into the heavier stuff were Rainbow, Iron Maiden, and Whitesnake. But the old Whitesnake, the bluesy Whitesnake. So
Deep
yeah,
Purple.
those are all British
Deep
bands. Deep
Yeah, that
Purple.
was it. Yeah,
Yeah,
Deep Purple is behind both bands, White Snake
yeah.
and Rainbow. I mean,
Rainbow.
when I heard Rainbow, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, like the long
Yeah,
live rock and roll. I mean,
yeah,
I couldn't believe it. And the whole album is Babylon's Gates
yeah.
of Babylon. Um,
Yeah.
Oh my God, that album was, I
Every album was
couldn't.
good.
That album was like a what? I used to go
Yeah.
and date this girl. I was very little, young, right? And then one day, these guys see me outside, leaving her house. Hey, how are you? And he saw me with some albums. Hey, what do you got there? La 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 la. So he took me to his apartment, and the guy asked. He introduced me to Rainbow, and I could not believe what I was listening. And
Yeah.
what was your favorite song out of Rainbow?
Well, to be honest, when I stepped into the Rainbow was already further. I mean, you first had it with Ronnie James Dio, but Ronnie James Dio had left already. So I got to know Rainbow
Oh,
with Jolene Turner. So, but then obviously, you hear a band, you step into it, you listen to the album, which is then, and then you go and search and dig back into their
yes,
past, and
yes.
that's how I got to know the beginning stuff of Rainbow. But
So
I
you got
was, like I said, yeah, it was a Jolene Turner era of Difficult to Cure. I think that was the first album that I listened to,
Difficult to
which I found
Cure.
fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
that was
remember in
my first
Difficult
one.
to
It was
Cure.
like,
Oh my
yeah,
God. So you got Difficult to Cure with that when they play the da, 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 da,
yeah,
da,
yeah,
da,
yeah,
da. They play that
yeah,
the novena, la novena de Beethoven. They played
yeah.
the ninth. Yes, that's that
Ninth Symphony
album,
of
man.
Beethoven.
Yes, yes, that
Yeah,
was a beautiful execution Richie Blackmore did. I remember there was a
and the white
fight. Hmm?
a fight.
No, there was a fight
Oh,
between Coverdale and Richie Blackmore about the who's
yeah,
better, whatever. And yeah, it's
yeah,
true. The White Snake was more popular and it was more successful. But what
mm,
Richie Blackmore did as a musician, as a for people like you and I that we're
mm,
connecting right now in a
yeah.
conversation. Richie Blackmore did more, but White Snake is amazing too. I mean, what was your favorite album of White Snake?
Well, my first album from Whitesnake was "Come and Get It" with the apple where the snake rolls out of, which
Oh,
I found
nice.
the artwork was excellent, and yeah, I was hooked on that album too. And then the Iron Maiden one, the first one I got was the first Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden. That also blew me away. Although I found it pretty heavy in the beginning, and if you listen to it now, it's just like mainstream. But then
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
whoa, this is heavy
That,
guitars. I don't dare to play this when my parents are around.
that- you know
It was
what? I
funny.
mean, I if you look after what do you think about this? I mean, you are in a recording studio, right? You've been in many times. You record at home, but you guys go to
Mm,
studios, right? You also go to studios, right?
yeah,
You do a lot of
yeah,
things in your home, but when you
yeah.
listen to
Also,
the first album of Iron Maiden, and you hear those guitars, Prowler, like ching, ching, ching,
mm,
ching, the sound is like a what the fuck is this? I mean, it sounds like
yeah,
when you put your wah and you leave it just in the middle, and it sounds
mm,
weird. It's a weird guitar sound, and it's
yeah,
not the regular the regular. You know, the sound is completely. It sounds like punk. If you think of it,
yeah. Well, yeah, that's true.
it sounds
That's what
punk.
they said in the beginning. Also, in the beginning, they compared Iron Maiden a bit with punk also, but like
Yes,
taking it in a different direction, and
and
that's because of that sound. It was revolutionary. So most bands which really become big do something that somebody else doesn't do. That's
what
the big
song?
secret. If you can find something.
What when Tank you started doing the songs? I mean, because you guys wrote songs. So you and
Mm,
John, and from South Africa. I mean, you guys.
mm,
Just to recap, your friend that you grew up with in South Africa. Now you're in Belgium. You start recording. You start doing songs, but then you go to Tank right, and a studio or whatever was the first experience. If you want to just recall it and,
mm.
and and share it with us. How do you go
Well,
after
the
for the songs, for the sound, for the sound?
well, yeah, well, for the songs in the beginning, when it was
The
still a
sound, the
project,
sound. I'm sorry.
obviously, yeah, I'll tell you a secret. The only thing we did in the studio was the drums.
Yeah.
That's the only
Okay.
thing that happened in the studio. The rest, the guitars were done at home in home recording studios. The vocals were done at home, and with Serpentine, actually, all the guitars were done at my place. Both
But the
guitar,
drums
me
always in the
played it in
studio.
down here. The drums were in the studio, yes, always in the studio, and the bass was also done at home. We did most of it together here at my place in the home recording studio. Then afterwards, obviously, the mixing we left up to somebody else and the mastering too.
Yeah.
So and on Serpentine, we worked with a studio drummer also. So the drums, we didn't have a drummer at that stage when we were recording the thing, or we was too new still. We didn't have the budget to really go into the studio. So the guy from the studio himself, which is a very good drummer and guitarist, he said, "If you want to, I'll play the drums." And then we said, okay, cool, go for it." And otherwise, it's going to take too long
So
for me. It's going to take less because he was a studio musician. So to drop the fine the cost of everything, he played the drums. Then afterwards, it was mixed, it was mastered, and then that was it. But most of it was done. Yeah, the songs were written by me and John, most of it, except for two, and most of it was done at home here at my place, except for Peter's vocals, which were done at his place, because a vocalist sometimes likes to be by himself, so he can track the whole time, and then send the best tracks through, and if somebody's watching you the whole time. Also, me as a guitarist, I like to be alone with the studio technician, and that's it. No audience or whatever when I have to put down recordings. It takes, so that's the
yeah,
way
it
we did
feels.
it. And
Well, yes, and I did an album on 2005. I remember many things we did in the studio, the bass, and many things we did in the studio. And then it is so nice to just for the guitar, for my leads and things,
yeah,
just turn off my home studio, turn off the lights, a little bit of light, and
yeah,
just enjoy your fucking and do it over and over and
mm,
over until you feel that you nail that whole lead,
yeah,
or the guitar and things. It feels so good just to take that moment, have your bottle of wine,
hmm,
like I get that
hmm,
moment and and get that connection with your thing. I always say, with your art, with the piece that that is gonna be there forever. And that's what I said
hmm,
to people when I'm directing people and acting or in production is, man, I know it's stressful, but try to find yourself. uh a friend of mine, just to mention, he's an act he works in movies, and he says one day
hmm,
after one thing that we did, he said, I like that you know what you want as a director, right? And I said, no, I don't. To be honest, I actually don't know what I want. I kind of know
hmm,
what I don't want. and
yeah,
and and so I every time that I'm directing something, I kind of know what I don't want, right? So
yeah,
after that, I want the person that is performing to surprise me, right? Like, surprise me with something. Be yourself.
yeah,
Enjoy it. If I don't see you, that you are in it. If you're not
mm,
in it, like I live in, that's what I don't want. I want you to be in it, and that's it. Whatever
yeah,
you give
exactly.
me, that's it. And there's all these albums that we saw, that we grew up with. The number one Iron Maiden, the Killers. Those albums were like a fuck, man. They were like they were done with in a superb situation,
Mm,
like they were in another era of, I mean, in another
dimension.
sound, yeah,
Yeah.
dimension. Yes, yes. Do you, when you go out there, have you ever felt that way? Have you ever, guys, think about just recorded live one day, just do an album, live album?
You mean live in front of an audience or live in the studio?
Yeah, no, live in audience, like
Yeah, yeah,
rec-
but I think it's too early for that. I mean, you need to build up. You need to be able to play the big audiences, which we are not at the moment. So a live album is, I think it's something for in time. But what we will do is we will make the recordings will be more organic now. It will not be anymore like Serpentine was done. Then it was a project, now it's a band. So now it's going to be recorded like a band, which means everybody's involved in the process of everybody's parts, and the magic happens when you're all together. And that's a little bit. Serpentine was
it's
good, but
true.
we missed a bit the magic of things happening at the moment, the spontaneous thing.
Yes,
Yeah, we got it on tape. Hey, whoa, we've got it. This is what we want. We just this magic just flew out, and we were able to keep it, and that's it. And those are the things that makes it special, I think. So now it will be much more in that direction than Serpentine went.
but let me tell you something. Serpentine is it was a great album. I mean,
Hmm.
I had it. I we play it. We play
Yeah.
rock radio and more. Your music is there, and Serpentine is a fucking amazing album. And it is sometimes what you're saying is what how you feel, but I don't think that is that people don't know. You know what I mean? It's so hard because you said, sometimes you play and you're a little bit sad or whatever, and then
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, no, because I made this mistake, whatever, and then your girlfriend or your friend says, "Man, nobody knows that. Nobody knows that." I mean, and it's like, I'm all messed up, and right? It is like, no, no, nobody noticed it,
Yeah, but if you write a
especially when,
song at that moment or you record it at that moment, then it's in the music. When you
yeah,
really listen to the music, you can hear that.
yeah, you can hear that, but it's still like, Serpentine. It was a great album. But it's nice that you say the other thing. You want to do a new album where is everybody's in the moment and everybody records at the same time. There's no way you can beat that. That's gonna be a better album,
Mhm.
definitely. But why not just one day? One day I'm gonna go to Belgium and I'm gonna record you live. Fuck it.
Okay.
What do you want? You don't need a big audience. You just need to do a
Yeah.
little bit of a human paying attention to you,
Mhm.
with their eyes and their ears and their feelings. And
Mhm.
if they're 100 of their 50 or 25 and you guys playing and you
Mhm.
record that shit, that's gonna be something to consider
Yeah.
to print there. And then that's gonna be a rock radio and more production. So okay.
Okay.
I'll bring my computer and I'll do everything just for you guys. Um anyway, at the end of the day, what is that the main thing you guys, when you were writing songs, you and John in South
Mhm.
Africa, that you care about the message just because?
Well, I think it was personal things. Now, on Serpentine, most of the lyrics were written by John. So I wrote most of the musical, yeah, the arrangements and everything. And John did more making the vocal lines, the melodies of it, and also the lyrics, and also the producing of it. Sometimes I send him songs, and then he said like, "Hang on, yeah, but this bridge, we're gonna use the bridge as a chorus. Let's use one chorus as a bridge because that's gonna sound better." And then he used to say also, for instance, like, "Whoa, this vocal line on the verse, that would be a perfect chorus. So let's move it to the chorus." And like that, we were like puzzling it out. It was like, and sometimes great things came out too. Like you move a chorus to a verse and vice versa, and it's a complete different song and it sounds better. And that's the way we used to. But it also took some time because I had to send it to him, and then okay, there's no time difference, but I was working. He was also working on his commercials and everything, so we always had to take the time. It was not like getting together in the same village and saying tonight we do this. No, we didn't was sent there. He worked with it. It was sent back. Then I said like, oh, let's change this still, or this is not good, or I would change that. It was sent back. So it's a long process working like that. Now with the new guys, it goes much faster. Every rehearsal, we can do 6 songs and arrange them, and so that everybody's happy, or change them. So
How many songs do you
it's
guys play right now?
play. Oh, you mean we have for
Like
the new album?
originals? No, I mean you guys
Oh,
have to play in a performance originals.
yeah. Most of the time, we play 14 songs.
14 songs
Yeah, but we're not
live.
headlining. Yeah, we're not headlining, and most of the time, if we play, then it's on a festival or something like that. So they only give you like 3/4 of an hour or an hour to play. So it's not that we're doing shows of 2 hours, but we've got another 20 songs ready, which we're gonna pick some of them out for the new album, which we don't play live yet, but which are written. So a whole lot of those songs are still from the John and me and John days. So
So
those are songs
basically,
which didn't make it.
that you guys play. So you guys play. You still play Dark Princess, Erase, and all those,
Yeah,
right? Of
yeah,
course, of course. So that they're part of your. That's part of your Tangrogue. Who
yeah.
owns Tangrogue? You?
What do you mean with owning?
I mean, yeah. I mean, who's the owner of the name?
The name was a joint venture actually, but the start of the whole thing was me and John. So yeah, me, because John's
You.
not there anymore. So yeah.
Yes, and basically that's your practically is your band. I mean, in some way, is your really
Yeah,
band, but you chair everything. So you you chair the whoever is playing, right?
no, yeah, but I'm not a how must I say? I'm not somebody who rules by himself.
No, no, no. I know, but
I take.
but this is a very important question because a lot of bands they don't know where to go when someone hey I cannot play it anymore and the band it
Mm,
goes waste everything
yeah.
and you guys what I see from you it's a good thing to share with other bands because I mean if you cannot play you cannot play well let me continue with my shed right and because
Mm,
why Dark Princess song or Erase or the other No Better and all these songs are amazing songs they were
mm,
meant to be there to play and
mm-hmm,
eventually one day there might be a important song and culture of
mm-hmm.
rock why are they
Yeah.
gonna stop it from just because not knowing where to go after a band member doesn't want to continue that's why I
Well,
care.
yeah. The thing is that what I saw, and not only with Tenrock, but with many bands around here. I can only speak for the bands that I know, but COVID-19 has done a lot, not only for health wise, but also mentally wise for people. I know lots of musicians that afterwards they just stopped playing music. They were not interested anymore, or lots of venues died because of financially, or because
Yeah.
people didn't dare to go out anymore. So the whole scene changed a lot after COVID-19, and many people struggled. Many bands finished, many musicians stopped, and the ones that kept going lost members, or obviously the people that are in the bands the longest, or that started the bands, they kept their babies alive, but around it, all those musicians, they fell off. I don't feel like anymore. Oh, what's it worth? Oh, we can't play anymore, or it's not selling anymore, or this or that. Instead of, like I always said, and I mean, people like the big ones like Ozzy Osbourne, they say never let go of your dream, because that's what it all makes it happen. So yeah, lots of people got demotivated, and then you've got this other wave that people start thinking like, what's wrong with these bands? They changed members the whole time. Who's the problem? Is this guy really being difficult? Is Vincent or whatever in another band another guy? No, it's not that. It's just that people were demotivated by COVID-19, and that's you got to keep the drive, and if people can't keep the drive, then it slows down, or it falls dead, or it bleeds. So And that's what happened a lot down here, but I guess all over the world. I don't know.
Yes, you made you played a picture of a lot of shit going on all over the world. Remember when in the movie Batman, when they're in the big matrix shed, that they're hearing voices all over. They're trying to find the guy, the what is a bad
Yeah.
guy, uh and then they're trying to spot phone calls and things. And I heard kind of you brought me to that all that shit. I mean, a lot of complaint. You know what, man? Um, in the rock music scene, there's 99% of fucking losers. There's a
Yeah.
lot of people just being bitching and bitching.
Mm.
They're all bitching and bitching, and they don't fucking care about, hey, let just play your fucking music.
Mm.
People will not just charity. I mean, don't think about people listen to your music or buying your stuff and your tickets for charity, man. I mean, if they don't get it, if they don't like it, they won't
Mm.
go, and that's fine. Just keep going.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do for the audience? Just first, you gotta do a good song, right?
Mm.
And the second, you gotta do other good things. You gotta get involved in the community. You gotta get involved, just like a good business. Any good business is not
Mm.
just about the product or the service. It's about getting involved with the community. So how
Mm-hmm.
can you just get the fuck there, get out there, and get involved and with your music? How can you make the people proud of you?
Mm-hmm.
There's so much bullshit around that. But anyway, at the end of the day, what you did, what I want to say is that the Rogue is a good example of what I try to say always to bands. Uh, we're gonna do this band. Whoever does it, we're gonna create good songs, good ideas, good
Mm.
moments, and they're gonna belong to the band.
Mm.
Whoever doesn't want to continue, then you can go, right,
Mm.
and we'll continue with the band.
Yeah.
The royalties and all that, it will take itself, right? We'll figure it
Yeah.
out the legal part. I mean, if you own some song and the song is good and is making money, you'll get some kind of share of
Yeah.
that. But the band needs to continue. Band needs to continue. Who is there? Just who are you winging there? Huh?
Oh, this is Evie.
Hey,
she,
let me
uh,
say hi. Let
she,
me say hi to
yeah, but
her.
she's gone now. She's gone to the doctor because she's not feeling too well. So
Oh,
she's gone to the
really?
doctor. Yeah, she's a bit ill
Oh,
at the moment, like running nose
oh
and
my God.
problems with the
Tell,
stomach and blah blah blah.
tell her to just get some ginger and lime
Yeah.
and anyway. So what's the
Mm.
weather right now and
It's at the moment it's cold, and we had some a little bit of melting snow today, and lots of wind and rain, and it's like a
it's not that
spring. Oh no,
nice?
it's not spring, it's autumn. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Well, anyway, so what are the plans right now for Ten Rogue?
What are the plans right now? We're playing a show on Saturday still, in front of a tribute band, an Italian tribute band. Um,
So how
and after
many?
that,
Can you tell me a little bit of the scene there? I mean, how many? Is
mhm,
this a bar or a venue?
it's a venue. Not not such a big one because I think it takes about 350 people, so it's not that big. And it's an Italian tribute band of Nirvana. They call Bleach. So they booked us in front of that because we also have some grunge kind of vibe and this and that.
Yes, 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 yes.
and and then but we only sort of played 4 or 5 shows this year because of we wanted to record the new album, but then our new singer Geert, he got ill, so we had to postpone everything. And yeah, well, with gigs also, you have to really book in advance. They have to book you in advance. They most of the time they start now for next year. So we lost out on that, but that's fine. We were prepared to wait for him to get better and everything. And we are now in that stage where we are actually making the pre-production of the songs, which go to the producer, and then he gives his opinion on it, and then we go into the studio. So I think that will be most probably, I hope, maybe in December already, or otherwise it will be January. And venue
So-
wise in Belgium, you still got some venues, but like I said, lots of them closed after COVID. And you've got festivals. Oops, I dropped out, I think. Oh, no. You've
no,
got lots of festivals, but also lots of beneficial festivals. So where they don't pay you, or just a little, because it goes
mm,
to a good cause, which is okay, but it's a lot of
it's
them. I
hard.
mean, yeah. So, and we've got our two major festivals in Belgium, which is called Alcatraz, and the other one is called Graspop. Those are the major ones. They get all the international bands also. So, but they do a lot now again for the scene. So they want Belgian bands also on their poster. But most of the time, it is with a competition. They put these bands together, and then you have to vote for them. And I'm not such a fan of that. I mean, it's always who brings the most people gets the most votes. And it's not about the music anymore. It's about how many followers you have, or how many.
Yes,
And that's not
yes,
always representative for how good you are as a band. You know what I mean?
that's right. That's right. If there's a lot of bands right now doing reels, videos,
Yep.
funny videos about
Yep.
themselves, making jokes and things, and making things, oh, a bass player is a fun thing
Yeah.
or whatever. And they do all these stories about being a band. And then
Yeah.
fuck you. It was about you playing music, stupid idiot. Not about you being funny. Are you a fucking comedian or what the fuck? No, it's not that.
Yeah.
I
No.
mean, there was a. I interviewed this band that I had so much respect of. From, I mean, I had this respect for that band, and then all of a sudden now they just turn into a comedians. They just always come in with these awesome reels that fun
Mm.
things with ladies, with this, with that, and being stupid. And said, where is the music? Where the music went? Where? I mean, you
Yeah.
making. It is very sad to see what you just said. It is sad. Hopefully, people pick up on that, and they understand and do not support that, but support the music of what does it mean, the song, what does it mean, the guitar, what
Mm-hmm.
the sound of your guitar. Or, I mean, if you want to, you need to create content, but if it's related to the art, is what I
Yeah.
care. Not a fucking comedian. I don't want to see you as a comedian or jokes and things. That's stupid. That's fucking stupid. But anyway,
Well, my opinion is, if you've got nothing to say nothing. You know what I mean? If if I have news tomorrow about Ten Rogue, then I can come and tell you something. But if there's nothing happening, I've got nothing to say. So why should
yeah.
I say something to get
Yes,
my face
yes.
on TV or on this? But it works like that nowadays. The more you post, the more you expose yourself, the more you reach you get, the more followers you can get. So I understand why bands do this, and especially younger guys. They know all these influencers and everything. Yeah, you can make money of that via YouTube and via all these channels, Instagram and TikTok and whatever. I'm too old for that, but I understand these young people.
Yes.
They really
Yes. No,
drawn
I got
towards
you.
that, and uh,
It pisses me off. It pisses you off because it, it's about music. It's about the art of doing music and the lyrics.
yeah,
That's enough. I mean, come on.
yeah,
The music should be enough, but now I know, well, lyrics need to be involved. Okay, well, lyrics are good. It's okay. You can create good lyrics and create good music and create good
yeah,
emotions and shit. But comedian, I mean, making it like a, if you want to do a show and you're in the show, you are a comedian, like a Frank
Mm,
Zappa. You bring humor to the mix and shit like that. It's okay. I love that. I'm okay with
mm,
that. But not like you are doing content that is
mm,
fun, whatever, and it's not about your music. Has nothing to do
mm,
with your music. So that I believe that I got the point. The point is to find followers, and it's not that way. The best way is to find your art, your
mm,
commitment to the art, and then the
mm,
followers will come. But if you care about the followers, then shit goes around. Is there something you
yeah.
need to take care of, Ivy?
No, no, she's fine. She's just not feeling so well, but
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Muy bien, muy bien. Is there something so basically you're gonna play this Saturday? You're
yeah,
gonna play this Saturday, and
yeah,
you're playing in Belgium,
yeah.
and what place?
I believe it's in Genk that we're playing on Saturday, or Hasselt. Well,
You don't
it's in a
know?
part of a. Yeah, well, not yet. Well, Evie
No,
takes care of everything. She tells me in advance, "Hey, you have to be there at that time at that place." So that's the way we do it.
really?
Yeah,
She's the
because otherwise,
manager. She's the manager. So you have
yeah.
and then album. Are you gonna record soon?
I think I'm hoping maybe this you know in Bills. Well, we're playing in Bills, but you will know that place, small place in Limburg, another side of Belgium. I hope we're gonna record the album in I hope in January or maybe February, but yeah, it will be exciting. I
You
think we're
planning
ready
to
for it.
record all at once?
We're gonna make it organic, so yeah, a lot of it is gonna happen at once. Obviously, afterwards, guess there will be some overdubs and everything, but
Yeah.
we want to create a feeling of the whole band playing together at once. So the drums, the bass, the guitars, and then maybe just keep the drums and do the guitars on top of the drums, but that is more like an organic thing. Or keep some guitars from the original playing together recording, but it will be more organic sounding than Serpentine, because Serpentine was good, but from lots of people I get the thing like, hey, they're good songs, but they are too cleaned.
See,
Like
yes,
you polish them too much,
too
and that's
much.
what we want
Yes,
to get
true.
a little bit away from. And the songs will be different too. It will be obviously with all different musicians and with especially a different voice. You're gonna create another sound. But
Yes.
it's good. I mean, I'm excited about it, and it's gonna be a little bit more technical too. I think because the drum is very technical. Um, yeah, it will
Do
be.
you have anything recorded with the new? Is there anything that we can hear or share
No,
with the
no, not
new
yet.
singer? There's
No, there are some
no.
there are some live clips on YouTube which you can go and
Oh,
check out, or I can send them to
okay.
you if you want me to.
Yes, I would love to. I would love to hear
No,
the new performance of your new singer. It would be so nice
that's
to
live recordings which
yeah.
we did on the last
You
couple of
feel
gigs.
you feel good with this new singer.
Yeah, very good.
He's
He's
like
great.
he's
And
he's a beast.
that the nice, yeah, and what the nice thing is, he's a real personality on stage. He grabs
Nice.
the audience.
He
Yeah,
cares. He cares. He cares.
yeah,
So okay, and at the end, so you're gonna have new songs, maybe early in the year 2025. You guys gonna be recording again,
yeah,
a new album. Is it as
yeah.
10 songs album like a Serpentine or something like that?
We're not sure. I think we are looking again at 14 or so, 15 songs. I think we got about 20 or 22, which we can choose out of. But that's gonna be together with the producer. I mean, he's gonna have also a big say in that because they
So
know better what suits on an album and what goes together with it.
that's a producer. So you guys have a producer.
Yeah, yeah,
You meant, oh,
and a producer.
nice, good.
Yeah.
Good. Does he have any experience before? Does he have
No, he's got
other
a lot of
bands?
experience. He's got a lot of experience, but he does a lot of different styles too. So he's really good. He's a pretty young guy still, but he's done some lots of albums already, and he doesn't stick to one. He does blues, he does rock, he does more pop, he does metal, he does, and you can hear that he's
Nice.
yeah.
Is That's
Because
a good
it,
thing.
yeah, it those guys are possible. They've got the possibility to move you a little bit away from that mainstream metal sound or grungy
Yes.
sounds to I don't know. I
Just
believe in it. I've heard some stuff of him, and it was really good. We spoke to him. We send him stuff. He reacts on them, and he says, I would do that different." Because in the beginning of the year, we went on a weekend together with all the new band members. Full weekend. We worked 16 hours a day on the songs in a studio in the forests in Belgium, and that was really cool. That really created the band. 2 3 days of just playing music, getting to know each other. It was amazing. And then we came back, and then unfortunately, Geert had to step out a little while because he was ill, and so we had to build it up again. Then this summer, which we started doing, but I think now we're completely ready to go and
that's a
record a
good
kick-ass
idea.
album.
That's a very good idea. You guys have a getaway.
Yeah,
You get your
yeah,
getaway and rented a space somewhere in the
yeah,
forest and
yeah.
start playing. Do you record anything in there?
No, we recorded a little bit, but it was just for purposes of the producer hearing what we are doing. So those
Nice.
recordings were really not so good. So nothing to share actually, because it was not all mic'd up. It was just a central mic somewhere. So it was
Yes.
basically like hearing a rehearsal. But it was good
Yes.
enough for
Yeah.
him to judge if we were
Yeah.
going in
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
right direction. So
Got it.
that's what we
So
did, and we stayed over there, and there were like 3 studios, and it was excellent. We had the place to ourselves. It was amazing.
but basically, do you have a two
Yeah,
guitars and one
yeah.
bass,
We've got
vocal?
Steven Frattari on bass, on guitar, lead guitar mostly, and then we've got Wannes Fink on bass. He's the newest guy actually. He jumped in the end of last year, and then we've got Martin Driesen on drums, which is a very technical drummer. I think he's really an eye opener to me. He's got great ideas. It's the first time I work together with guys who want to put so much into the band themselves. Like, hey, but
Yes.
what if I do this? Hey, maybe I
Yes.
should do this. What do you think of this? And that really really nice. Or try this, or try that, and then Gert, yeah, he's an amazing vocalist. He's a very driving force behind the band, and he's got his music. Technically, he's very good, also music wise in talking about tempos, or the slightest mistake, he hears it immediately. He says, "Hey, but hang on, that note that you played down there, it doesn't fit in nicely. Try another one. Take it away, or don't. You're playing too much
Nice.
notes. Take some away. This is gonna sound more open." We've been
Nice.
working hard on this, and sometimes I think we're working too hard on it because a song is never finished. But at a certain stage, you got to say, "This is it. This
Yes.
is what we
That's
record. This is how it's gonna sound." Because
that's
improvements
that's
are always
that's why
mm,
you want to have a producer
producer. Yeah, exactly.
that says, "That's it. This is the song,
Yeah,
and shut
time
up.
out. Or
That's it."
also the guy that says, like, "You guys think it's good enough? I don't think it's good enough yet. We're gonna change this and this and this."
Yes. 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 Yes.
That could be
That's
too. So
Well, I hope I really hope to see some kind of evolving or like a evolution in your second
yeah,
album, because you guys have a good heart. You're someone that really cares about your music,
yeah,
and the same you. I interview guys all over the world, right?
yeah.
And the same you, the spirit of the person that is behind this microphone right now, you. Um, I seen it in another guys in Colombia and Spain and Mexico and the
Yeah.
United States. I see them everywhere. There's no many. of you guys, or me too, right? That
Okay.
we care about our music and we want to record. There's not many. I mean, it's 1.001 out of all the artists that really care to take the patience to do music.
Yeah.
It's a lot
That's
of
true.
effort, a lot of patience, and deserves to talk about. And I really like your when people like you share stories and ideas and motivations and anything. You want to say something else before we go?
Well, the same as I said before, and don't give up on your dreams, because that's what makes it all happen.
Yes, yes.
That's a true
Everything
story.
happens because it's a true story. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure being with you this
Thank you too
morning
for
here.
inviting me.
Yeah, it's a morning here in Atlanta, Georgia. I got my Atlanta United from football,
Hope you
soccer.
guys win.
Yes, this weekend we're playing against Orlando. I hope we beat them and we go to the final of the conference. Say hi
Okay,
to
well,
Ivy and the
thumbs
band
up for you.
members.
I will do that. And she says hello to you too. She told me tell him hello. So
Good. Well, take care of yourselves, guys. Stay there. I'm gonna say to all of the people that is gonna see this video in the future and they saw it.
okay.
Thank you so much for tuning. And this is Vincent Weynen.
Biden. Doesn't matter.
Vincent Weynen of Rogue, la banda de Bélgica, que ya tenemos tiempo tocando en rockradioandmore.com, donde tenemos el streaming. Tenemos muy buenas canciones de ellos desde hace 10 años tocando, y esta es una de las tantas entrevistas que hemos tenido, platicando sobre los nuevos planes, las nuevas tocadas, la nueva alineación de la banda. Y bueno, espero que les haya gustado.
Mamá, pon la grabadora, está saliendo el trío ahorita en Rock Radio and More, abrazando a toda la banda rock and rollera de parte de El Tri de México.